Well, good morning. Today is Saturday and the sun has finally come out. I am in a different location. I am sitting in Pop-Pop's car. He went in to get some things at the store, and I thought, I'm going to read a story to my favorite kids. So this is for you, Zara and Oliver in Crofton, Sammy and Henry in Bowie, and Benny and Samantha in Hilton Head. Are you ready for another story? This is the fourth story in our series, and now you can get and see this on YouTube, so that'll make it easier for you to see whenever you want. Okay, today's story is called An Island Fairy Tale. Take a minute to predict, why do you think I chose this book for today? Tell someone sitting nearby you what your thoughts are. I'll wait. Okay, I think I heard some good answers. Did anyone mention because Mimi lives on an island right by the water? Okay, I'm sitting in the car, so I hope I'll be able to turn the pages and show you the pictures. I'll do the best I can. That's all we ever can do every day, just do the best we can. An Island Fairy Tale, written by Kim Pickering, illustrated by Sandra Gaudet. Oh, I see Pop-Pop coming back. Here's the picture. Now I'm going to read the words. Oh, I think I can fold it and read it at the same time. In a busy little harbor town called Borden, on the south shore of Prince Edward Island, there lives a big, beautiful boat named Abby. Since Prince Edward Island is surrounded by water, there are lots and lots of boats there. There are fishing boats and speedboats, and colorful sailboats too. But Abby is a special kind of boat, quite different from the others. She's the ferry boat that people have to ride to go between Prince Edward Island and the mainland. One day, as Abby was cruising along on her way to the mainland, just enjoying the sun and listening to children play on her deck, she looked up to see a seagull dipping down from the clouds. He swooped up by her side and came to rest on her railing. "Hello there, boat," he squawked. "The name's Relic, and who might you be?" I wonder who it's going to be. Who do you think it's going to be? Make your prediction. I'm going to read this book. "I'm Abby," replied Abby politely. "How do you do, Relic?" "Just ducky, thanks." That's a funny way to... What does that mean, just ducky? Have you ever heard anyone say that? He tipped his head from side to side before asking, "So, Abby, if you don't mind me asking, just where on this big old ocean are you headed today? China, maybe, or France?" "Oh, heavens no," giggled Abby. "Not quite so far. I'm just going across the strait to Cape Tormentine, my port on the mainland. Then I'll unload my passengers and pick up new ones, and come right back this way to the island again, just like I do every day." Is there something that you do every day? What do you do every day? Say, what do you do? Oliver? Okay. Relic's beady little eyes got a little wider, and he gave his head a quick shake to make sure he had heard Abby correctly. "You mean," he questioned Abby, with a confused look on his beak, "a great big boat like you just goes back and forth between the same two places all the time? Is there anything you do all the time?" He started waving his wings from side to side to demonstrate. Back and forth, back and forth. What? Walk over. "Let me make sure I've got this straight," he chuckled. "You don't go anywhere but across the stretch of water and back in a straight line, to and fro, back and forth, over and over?" Was he kind of surprised by that answer? That's right, Abby sniffled, more than a little upset with his remarks. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Do you guys see anything wrong with that? What's wrong? What's wrong with it? Relic could hardly sputter the words out. He was laughing so hard. Does the word boring mean anything to you? What does boring mean? What does boring mean to you? Turn to someone next to you and tell them what boring means. Do you ever do anything that's boring? What? What do you do that's boring? You should see what it's like to be free as a bird. I can fly in any direction, go anywhere, and see anything I want. I can glide through the sky over beautiful beaches, watch farmers as they plow their fields, and soar out over quiet forests or the open water where no seagull has gone before. That sounds like fun. Next page. See the picture? Who do you think Abby's going to meet next? Can you tell? Relic scratched his head with a gray wingtip and added, "If you could see the world the way I do, Abby, you'd want to fly like me." With one last squawk and a quick nod of his snow-white head, Relic spread his wings and disappeared off into the clouds. Abby watched him drift away on the sea breeze and started to think about what her feathered friend had said. It sure does sound like a lot of fun to fly, she thought to herself. Just imagine what I could see and do from way up in the sky. She imagined herself floating above the clouds and swooping down to get a closer look at everything going on below her. Oh, gee, she sighed. I wish I could fly. Do you ever wish you could fly? Is there something you wish you could do? What do you wish you could do? Sammy, Henry, I wonder what you're thinking. Go ahead, say it out loud. Benny, Samantha, what do you wish you could do? Just then an old friend of Abby's was coming along on his way home from visiting his cousins in New Brunswick. When he saw Abby with such an unhappy look on her face, he called out to her, "Good day, Abby. What's got you all confuffled?" That's a funny word. I've never heard that word. Have you? Confuffled? What do you think that means? What's another word for that? Think of another word that would make you feel that way. Next page. Abby lifted her face when she heard the familiar voice and managed to force a smile for her old pal, Bob the seal. "Hi, Bob," she responded with another deep sigh. "How are you today?" "Me? I'm simply swimtastic." "Is that a word? That's funny." The perky seal barked. "But I can't say the same for you. Why so sad?" Abby then told Bob of her meeting with Relic and how she wished she could fly like the funny bird. "Fly," repeated Bob loudly. "Why in the blue moon would you want to fly? Think about it, Abby. If you were you, but you could fly, then you wouldn't be a ferry boat anymore. You'd be an..." What? What would she be? Right. I heard you. An airplane. Now you don't really want to be an airplane, do you? "Why not?" agreed Abby, picturing herself with wide wings and a big propeller. "That would be silly. I don't want to be an airplane. What was I thinking of?" She grinned and thanked her slippery little buddy for helping her remember that a ferry boat didn't belong in the sky. It belongs in the... Where does a ferry boat belong? Right, in the water. "Don't mention it, Abby, old pal. What are friends for?" replied Bob. "I wouldn't want to see any friend of mine give up the wonderful world of water." "Jumping catfish, Abby, you don't even see half the beautiful things the ocean holds. You should see what it's like under the water, where I spend my time." What are some of the things you could see under the water? Turn to someone next to you and tell them, what can you see under the water? Tell me at least 3 things you can see under the water. I'll wait. Okay, Bob went on to describe some of the wondrous creatures and magnificent things he sees on his underwater sea trips. "We seals are lucky," Bob whispered knowingly to Abby, "because we can dive deep under the surface and explore all the sights and sounds beneath the waves." As Bob talked in his velvety voice and his moist black eyes gleamed with the thrill of the world he loved, Abby was imagining what it would be like to live down under the water, instead of floating on top of it. She pictured herself swimming beside dolphins and whales and visiting nifty places with brilliant undersea plants, secret caves, and sunken treasures. What would you like to see if you could go under the water? I'm going to stop here and do part 2 later. So, while you're waiting, can you get a pencil and paper and draw a picture of you under the water? And draw some of the underwater treasures that you would find. It would be great if you could write a few sentences about it. Okay, I'll look forward to seeing what you draw and write, and we'll continue later. Love from Mimi. Bye.